In a recent poll, I asked you guys if you enjoy reading sports card related articles online. In this video, I want to kind of discuss the results from what you said and just share some of my thoughts on where you can find some different articles to read, because I think there's a number of places out there that are quite interesting. Let's get into this. So first, for the poll, my question was, do you ever read sports card related articles online? If so, where? I only had 52 votes for this one. This was a pretty small amount of responses, which also makes me think that people who didn't respond also just don't, so they weren't interested in this question. Because I kind of noticed that if it's a topic that sparks people's interest, I get like 100 votes. If it's a topic that seems to not spark people's interest, then I get less votes. So this one didn't even spark people's interest. So 52 votes is actually a very small amount. But from those 52 votes, 8% said, nope, never do, don't want to. Only 8% though, so not bad, not bad. That's only, 4 people? That's not much. 21% said, nope, I would like to if I knew good ones. And so this video may be particularly for this 21%. Or for the 48% who said, yes, I do occasionally, there's just not that many good out there. For the 23% of you who say, yes, you do read them often, please do comment down below, if you have particular publications or websites that you like to go to that are worthwhile for looking at sports card articles. In this one, I'm just gonna present a handful. There seems to be more articles. If you're interested in specific vintage sets, there's a bit more articles related to history stuff, which is cool. Those are some of my favorites. And there's also a number of articles that are, I don't even know if you'd call them articles, but some of the checklists for upcoming sets, those ones will have like a little explainers of the different sets that are being released. You can find those kind of articles pretty regularly. There's more like a checklist with some details than anything, I would say, for those. Let me introduce you to a few of the places that I think are most interesting to read. First, what I want to mention is my publication. I think I mentioned this before on medium.com. I've been writing regularly. I'm going to share a video about my experiences with that now that I've been monetized, and about 3 weeks into the monetization process now. So once I've done a full month of being monetized in that, I want to share a little bit more detail. But I have a publication over there called Sports Cards Once Again, and I'll link it in the description box below. This one, it's a lot of it is similar kinds of content to what I'm doing on my YouTube channel, but in the written article form. A lot of my videos that I make, actually, I write a script first, especially if it's related to history, if it's related to something that requires me to do some research, then I end up writing a script before I put together the YouTube video. So it's really easy for me to turn those into articles. A lot of them, are some of the stuff that I released months ago before a lot of you guys were probably subscribers to the channel, that just have to do with my thoughts on the condition of the sports card market, not at like this moment, but concepts to keep in mind related to, watching out for artificial scarcity, or what to do in an era of overproduction, or, a variety of kinds of topics like that, as well as some history stuff here and there. I did an article on the history of the T206 set, was a really popular one. Or I did a little mini biography on Mickey Mantle and his 1952 Topps card and 1951 Bowman card. I did another on the story of Jack Johnson and Joe Louis, from the 1948 Leaf boxing set, and kind of their background stories and the history of racism in boxing. The Origins of Baseball was another one that seemed to get a lot of views. That one got a couple thousand views pretty quickly on my Medium channel. So some of them are on my publication, some of them are just under my personal profile, but you can go check them out if you want to. Now, one place to go to, now this is not so much if you're looking to just read an article. This is more if you need to find some specific information about some specific set. Cardboard Connection is one that I'll go to pretty regularly, cardboardconnection.com, just to get a list, the checklists, and some information about different sets. It's, it has a lot of stuff on there, so it's one that I'll go to for just information. It's not like to read like I would read a newspaper or read an article from a magazine or something. It's more to get some specific information about something specific. So that's one to check out. Sports Collectors Daily is another one. It's sportscollectorsdaily.com. It's got a lot of stuff. I like this one, actually. It's for just general random different things related to the hobby. They got a little bit of a lot of different things. Like if you want to get some news that's more up to date and recent stuff going on in the industry, they'll have some articles about that. If you want to get some history lessons here and there about something or another, they occasionally have some articles about that. It's kind of got a mixture of a lot of things, which is one of the reasons I like it, because you can kind of tell from my channel that I'm kind of eclectic in the way that I like to engage with the hobby. Like there's certain cards that I might enjoy more, but I kind of like knowing about all the different spaces. Even though in my current context I don't have access to that much vintage, I love researching and learning about old sets of cards. Even though I don't have that many in my hand, it's one of my favorite things to learn about. And I think that's one of the things I like about this website is it's kind of runs the gamut from vintage stuff to modern stuff, from collector related stuff to industry related stuff, which I like. I like knowing stuff in all of those different spaces. Another one I recommend is sportscardsradio.com. Now, this is an interesting one. Like, sometimes I actually prefer the written articles on the website to the YouTube videos. Sometimes the YouTube videos are over the top for me. There's too much divisiveness. There's too much, like, just the attitude it bothers me sometimes. But the information is excellent, and the in-depth like exploring of different things going on in the hobby is sometimes extremely good. Like, you know, better than I see in a lot of other spaces. So that's one of the reasons I actually quite like the website, is I can get a lot of the information, I can get a lot of the different things that they're exploring, but then I don't have to have the nails on the chalkboard feeling that I get sometimes. I don't mean, you know, I know everybody has their own kind of interest. Maybe I should make a video about just my impression of Sports Card Radio, but I love their in-depth exploration of things. I just enjoy getting it intaking it through their website better. I can intake it better. It doesn't have all the fluff and the nonsense stuff around the edges. It's just a little bit more straightforward, which I appreciate. That being said, it's not quite as in depth. I think their YouTube videos tend to be a little bit more informative, in depth. They get most of the stuff is in their articles when they do have it, but they don't have as many articles, I think, as they do YouTube videos. And I think that you can get a little bit more depth with the videos, but still, I prefer it as a form to intake their information still, despite all of that. Another one to check out is the trading card database, tcdb.com. So this isn't necessarily where people would go all the time for just articles, but they do have different information and different things on their site that I just find to be interesting to peruse and find out about. So that's another one. Another one that I've read a couple articles on, I don't know them too well, but I do like what I have read, is allvintagecards.com. So this has, you know, it's a store also. You can buy different cards connected into the store, and then it has different articles, vintage related articles, and some of them can be pretty interesting. The next one is truerookiecards.com. So if you follow the YouTube channel of Victor, the rookie card specialist, which I highly recommend you do if you don't, he's one of my favorites to listen to. I mean, he just has his character also. He just seems like such a good guy. I really enjoy listening to his thought process and his engagement with the hobby. I just really enjoy him. And his website is all about rookie cards. You know, so as you can tell from the website name, from his YouTube title, he really focuses on what exactly a rookie card is. And he's put a lot of thought and consideration into questions around this, and his website has a number of different articles related to that as well. So I would recommend checking out both his YouTube channel and his website. One of my very favorites, easy to recommend, postwarcards.com. So this one is all about vintage, as you can tell from the title. It's got just a lot of good stuff in there, and the articles are well researched and well written. This one I've come to a few different times when I've been trying to find information about certain things for different videos, or just out of interest about different sets and the history of different sets. And I've really enjoyed this one, postwarcards.com, easy recommendation. With that being said, I know that there's at least a couple of different websites I haven't mentioned here that I have read a lot from, because as I was making this video, you know, I was going and looking up on the internet to try to get a list of the different websites I've read, and I know that I missed a couple. There's one that I can picture it in my mind what it looks like what the top banner looks like, but I can't remember what it's called, and I couldn't find it as I was making this video. If you can think of what that one is that I might have in my mind, put it in the comments below. And if you have any other websites that you think are just excellent, that have a lot of good information or interesting articles about sports cards, about different topics related to sports cards, whether it's vintage, whether it's modern, doesn't matter, share it in the comments below. I think I would appreciate that for sure. I'm always looking for good content, and I like reading, and maybe some of the other people watching this video do too. So you guys go look in the comments below, and maybe you'll get some in addition to this list I've mentioned. But for now, that's it for this video. Peace.